it's me again. So I decided I have to do this video a day early because I'm gonna actually be on the road all day tomorrow. I have to go back to Sacramento for school and everything, and I'm gonna be driving all day and I'm gonna be really tired when I get home to my apartment. So I'm just decided to do the video today. I actually watched Girl Meets Goodbye last weekend, but I decided to wait a couple days because I know some people haven't seen it. So if you guys want to choose to watch this video tomorrow, then go ahead. I don't blame you. Like I said, I'm doing this a day early. So let's just get started. Sorry if my phone is like a little weird right here. I cracked my phone, so sorry. Anyway, so let's get started. This episode was really intense. Like, it was incredibly intense. It's probably, has probably like one of the best episodes like of the season, you know, because we didn't really have like a good season, right? We had a lot of downfalls for this season, but I really did like this episode, not just because it was the final episode of season 3, but just because there was a lot of emotion, a lot of ships, a lot of Riarkle, of course. Love it. And I don't know, I just really love this episode. So let's get started with it. So the episode starts out with Riley and Maya. They're talking about Riley moving, and Riley doesn't really want to talk about it because she still thinks that there's a chance that her mom might say no, like they're not going to move. And so Riley thinks that they're always going to be together. Maya kind of thinks otherwise. You know, Maya's kind of fearful for her future with Riley because, you know, this is a big move over 3,000 miles away, right? Duh. And then, and so then what I found interesting, so you know how in a couple videos ago, I was talking about a Riarkle scene that was incredibly important in this episode. And it's super, super, super important in this episode. So the scene that I was talking about a couple videos ago was when they were doing the taping, they were having Farle, they were having Corey practice this scene over and over and over, and they made Corey work on his reaction to the game changer for like an hour. That's what my sources said. The people who actually went to the taping said that Corey had been working on his reaction face for an hour because Michael Jacobs wanted it perfect. He wanted it perfection. And so it actually shows at the beginning of the episode if you have missed it. If you did miss it, go back and I'll tell you when. So when Riley and Maya walk into the classroom, everyone is upset. They all look at her. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're moving kind of thing. Everyone is upset. Lucas, Mackle, Zay, obviously Maya, even the classmates are upset. But Farle is sitting in the front of the classroom next to Riley, and you can totally see in his face he was visibly upset just as much as everybody else. And then when they when Riley sat down, Riley said nothing's happening. Why is everyone getting all emotional? That kind of thing when she says that. Now, if you paid attention, the camera goes directly to Farle. And they don't pay attention to anybody. They don't pay attention to Smackle, Lucas, Zay, anybody. It's just Farle that's important right now. Let me say it again. Farle's reaction is very important. That's why Michael Jacobs had Corey work on it for an hour. And when you could see the look on his face, and it was really, really, really heartbreaking and sad. It was horrible. You could see he was heartbroken that she might be moving. He was completely upset. He was more upset than Lucas. He was more upset than Smackle. He was more upset than anybody. He might have even been more upset than Maya. You know, and it was, you know, and they don't really, yeah, I'll admit, Lucas was upset, you know, he's losing his girlfriend, right? You know, Lucas is upset about that, you know, I'm not ready for this, Riley, didn't he say that in the episode? And, you know, he wasn't ready to lose his first girlfriend, right? He was upset, but Farle's reaction was everything. It was everything I had hoped. It was everything that I had wished upon. Now, people were kind of disappointed because, like, well, I thought it was going to be a better reaction. I thought he was going to, like, flip out. No. Michael Jacobs works secretly. He likes to put all the emotions into a reaction, which was Farkle's reaction. It was empowerment. It was strong. It was completely, it touched your heart because it was sad. You know, you could almost feel as if almost Farkle was what he was feeling. He was visibly upset. And it was the best reaction ever. I had waited so long for this moment, and it was exactly what I had wanted. It was perfect. It was perfection. So let's move forward. So everyone's upset. Oh, and then there was the reunion, right? Out of everybody, all the Mr. Feeney, Eric. They had both Aunt Morgans there, which didn't make sense to me. I get that they wanted to treat the actresses fairly and just have them both pretend to be like both in the one character. Honestly, it kind of confused me a bit. I wish they would have just picked one Aunt Morgan, maybe the youngest, actually not even the youngest. They should have just gone with the second one, the one who was in most of the seasons. They should have just gone with her, in my opinion. Yeah, that kind of confused me a bit. But I love seeing Mr. Feeney and Sean, and everybody was there to support Topanga's decision. And it also showed that Sean wants to adopt Maya. So her last name will be Hunter, no longer Hart, which is kind of disappointing because I really liked her last name. I liked Hart, Maya Hart. It has like a little ring to it. Maya Hunter, yeah, it's cool. I mean, whatever. But I like Maya Hart better. But this, I think, was really sweet. Sean wants to adopt her, and then she was like, Dad, you know, like she wasn't sure if she should call him Dad. She's always wanted a dad, you know, and she looks at Sean as a father. So I thought that was a very cute and sweet moment. I know a lot of people were waiting for that. So that was really cool. Everything else, it was great seeing everybody. Even Harley was there. That was so funny, the janitor. And yeah, everything was good. And okay, so when the friends were back at Topanga's and they were just kind of discussing, like they always do, their emotional feelings, and it was cute because Smackle was thanking Riley, like, for helping her figure out more feelings about herself, and, you know, Smackle hugged her. It was really cute. I thought that was a really cute moment between Riley and Smackle. And then it came to Farkle. And it was interesting because Farkle has told her, like, you know, Riley, I've loved you since the first grade. And she was like, oh, she's like, I know. Like, you know, she had that cute, like, little, you know, reaction to it. She's like, I know. And then she said something very interesting. She said, but maybe you shouldn't say that in front of Smackle. I thought it was interesting because me and my friends on Tumblr were actually just more Riarkle shippers. We were discussing that, and we thought it was interesting because have you ever noticed that Riley doesn't say that ever until that very moment? Farkle has always expressed his feelings to Riley a lot of the time. To Riley, to Maya, you know, mostly to Riley, obviously. But Smackle has never seemed to mind. Neither has Riley. Riley, you know, especially with the, A Christmas Maya, right? That was an intense moment with Farkle and Riley. One of the greatest moments that they've ever had. And even though and Smackle didn't say anything, and Riley didn't mind that she had that moment with Farkle. You know, she didn't tell Smackle, oh, Smackle, excuse me, I'm sorry, you know, like, blah, 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 we're just friends, or that. She's never said that. She's never cared. Because, you know, they've never looked at each other more than just as friends, right? But when she said that, I thought it was just so interesting. Because I feel like maybe she's starting to think, maybe they act a little bit too friendly. You know, like, why would she say that? Oh, you know, maybe you shouldn't say that in front of Smackle. Makes you think, doesn't it? Why would she say that at that moment on this episode? Could it be that Riley is finally figuring out that maybe them being really close is maybe not just friendship, but something more? I don't know. Not that I'm reading too much into it. It's one of those very interesting moments that you see in an episode. It's like, makes you think. Why did that happen? Why did she say it that way? Could something be possibly changing? So anyway, yeah, I thought that moment was interesting. And then when Smackle said, like, oh, what's the answer to this, and Riley had no idea, and then Smackle's like, ha, you are no threat to me, or you are no threat. You've never been a threat. And then it's like, but then Farkle got this really interesting look on his face. Like, I don't know. Like, it was sweet. When Smackle said that, Farkle looked at Riley and he had that adoring face on his face. Like he adores her. You could really see in his reactions that he really does adore Riley. He cares for Riley so much. So much. So anyway, and in the end, of course, it's decide, like I said in my last video, my videos ago, Topanga decides not to move because she feels at home. Topanga's New York is her home. The whole family's staying. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Woohoo. You know, everyone's excited. Oh, and Rukus breaks up. Now, it is a breakup. It is an absolute breakup, people. It is such a breakup. It's ridiculous. It was right there in your face. He just said, Riley, I'm always going to tell everybody you were my first girlfriend. Riley, I'm always going to tell Lucas, I'm going to tell everybody that you were my first boyfriend. Ha! Bam, bam, bam. They broke up. They broke up. It is a breakup, people. It is a breakup. I've had that exact same breakup with somebody. It is a freaking breakup. Not so much like, oh, I'm breaking up with you, but that is a breakup. Believe it or not, it's a breakup. Now since Riley decided, is staying again, this is why we need a 4th season, because we need to figure out where Rukus is. We need to figure out where Smarkle is. We need to figure out how everyone's doing after this whole she decided to stay kind of thing. And so anyway, so in the end, everyone's all happy and then they're back in the classroom. And remember how Farkle has always been wanting to learn about Belgium 1831? He's been wanting to learn about it since forever. And finally, when they get to learn about it, he doesn't want to, because Belgium 1831 means change, and changing was almost losing Riley. And it hurt him because he didn't want to lose Riley. He loves Riley. And when Farkle was talking about, like Corey called on him in the class and at the end of the episode, and I can't remember quite exactly what Farkle said. Again, I watched it a couple days ago. And then Corey asks, like, oh, like, what are you going to do about it? Or what do you think now? And Farkle is the one, not Lucas. Farkle is the one who goes to the board and erases it. He erases Belgium 1831 off the board. Like, he's so emotional. He was practically on the verge of tears because he really had a scare. He almost lost Riley, and that was a huge deal to Farkle. Huge. It wasn't Lucas who erased Belgium 1831, it was Farkle. And it makes me think Farkle and Riley are meant to be together. Again, I respect Rukus. I really do. I just don't think they'd make a good couple. That is all. There's really no chemistry there. Every chemistry that is all in Farkle and Riley. And that's all there is to it. And that is the last episode of season 3. And hopefully you guys need to keep fighting for it. Netflix. Oh, and there's this rumor that Netflix has turned it down. Don't believe that. Netflix. Someone emailed Netflix, and Netflix has confirmed that it's not true. So I would. So keep contacting Netflix. Of the rumors are false. They have not decided whether to pick up Girl Meets World or not. And even though we still have chances with Hulu, and Michael Jacobs again said that he has been talking to several programs, not just Netflix. So there is a very good chance that we will get a season 4, even maybe season 5 and 6. So keep that up. Keep fighting. That's it for me. Don't forget to like my Tumblr, Facebook, and Twitter. And I am done. And that is it, people. So you won't be seeing me for a while. I'm going to be really busy. I'm going to try and watch one of the shows that you guys suggested. And in a couple weeks, I'll do a reaction to it. I'm thinking about Gilmore Girls. I'm thinking about Gilmore Girls, actually. I used to watch Gilmore Girls. I watched all the seasons. And now with the new little reunion thing, I'm going to watch that. And I'm also deciding to do reaction to the unfortunate events. So until Girl Meets World gets picked up for a 4th season, I am sliding my way over to the unfortunate events. So you will stay tuned for me to see my reaction on that. Because I read all the books, so I figured it's a great opportunity to do that. That's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching Girl Meets World all this time. Keep praying, keep